Oh my god. Oh, oh. I don't know what I'm doing, but let's see. Testing, testing. Is this on? I have no idea if this mic is on. Testing. 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 Uh, hello? 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 Oh, I see. I see. One, two, one, two, one, two. Mom, no. Hmm. I wonder.
Bueno, ¿qué
Oh
pasó?
my god.
Oh, oh.
Now let's see something right here.
Oh.
Why are you making mad noise? Hello. Jesus Christ. So loud. Keep it down. Keep it down. We're gonna put something on. Oh ho 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 ho. You're listening in your car? Is it like is it that time to go back home? That is that what's happening? Ho 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 How was the rest of your day, Eric? Just don't text and drive at the same time, all right? Just drive safe. Time to do my Thursday sun duties. What you gotta do? What you gotta do, man? What you gotta do? What you gotta do, man? What you gotta do? What you gotta do, man? What you gotta do? What you gotta do, man? What you gotta do? What you gotta do, man? What you gotta do? 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 I wanted to talk about something that I was seeing for the past couple of times on the chart here. Pretty good day. Oh, está bien, está bien. Me alegro que este tenía un día bueno y que disfrutó. Y que mañana puede ser un día más mejor que esto, tú sabes. Y entonces tú sabes que ya viene el día de fiesta, que es el lunes, el Memorial Day. Entonces vamos a disfrutar los 3 días que tenemos libres y vamos a pasarlo bien tranquilo y esperar lo que va a pasar en la semana que viene, porque yo creo que va a ser explosivo la semana que va a venir después de Memorial Day. Entonces, este canal no solo es para la gente que habla inglés, este también los que hablan en español. Y bueno, bienvenido al canal de León, el León del Den, del León del Den. Y vamos a ver, porque lo que estamos hablando anoche era un asunto que pasó con Amy. Y Amy, lo que pasó fue que en el pasado, mira Fishy, mira dónde está bien el Fishy. ¡Hey Fishy! ¿Cómo tú estás, Fishy? Mira cómo te fue el día tuyo. Dime a ver, Fishy. Rar, rar. Ay, mira, Adrián también. Mira lo que vino, Adrián. Adrián vino aquí. Mira, dos Fishy y Adrián a la misma vez. Entonces, lo que estábamos hablando anoche, previamente, es lo que pasó en el pasado con Amy. Y es un cambio bien profundo y bien críticamente. Es un cambio regime. Nah, let me stop. Let me go. Let me turn off SAP. So, I don't know. Is there peeps in here? I think I gotta share the video. I gotta share the video real quick. On Twitter. So Fishy was on the. Well, I know you were listening, Eric, when you were in the car, but Fishy was able to see what was going on. I don't know if you also watched it, but shit. And wait, let me go ahead and just let me also share here on Discord real quick. Really quick. I gotta get it out of my system. Tú sabes, uno que se siente alguna vez deprimido, uno tiene que disfrutar la vida y relajar mucho, relajar y tú sabes, estar contento, disfrutar de la vida, tú sabes, y yo aquí haciendo lo demás para entretener a ustedes, familia, aquí leones, familia de los leones. Y le agradezco mucho que usted esté parte de esto y que esté parte de familia. Gracias por sintonizar y estamos aquí activos, tú sabes. Estamos activos, tú sabes. Bueno, vamos a hablar de esta mierda porque ya no aguanto más, ¿ok? Stop. So we're gonna talk about um, all those things. But before anything, welcome back to another edition of this, well, evening edition of the Lion's Den live stream with yours truly, Lion of All Trades, with all the fam here in the den, all the fam in the den right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna be here just chit chatting. This is pretty much the aftermarket live report, and anything that you guys want to talk about. Um, we can be here for an hour and change, discussing things, any current events, anything that happened before. There has been a lot of activity in certain sectors that I found very interesting and that we have talked about in the past, from sectors like energy, clean energy, and specifics, uranium. So that is back in the picture, all right. And also, quantum computing is very active, and it's moving. It's moving a lot. All right, I've been watching it for the past couple days. I've been even seeing headlines about quantum computing. It's real. It's getting real. So we're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing what's happening with the memers, AMC, Jimmy, Finger, for a short period amount of time. But yeah, maybe I could put some subtitles for that section there. But I wanted to show you this first. I wanted to go and talk. I wanted to go on and talk about what I reviewed yesterday, and it's pretty much talking about these phantom spikes, these phantom VWAP uh, spikes. Was it? Let me see. Uh, I'm here. I'm here on ChatGPT. Is where I had the conversation about it. Let's see, specific synthetic VWAP prints. Let's see, algorithmic VWAP targeting a recurring VWAP at $3, right? So we were looking at this chart, and this was taken back on May 14. AMC at the time was at a share price of $2.84. And what ended up happening here is I looked at the 15-minute chart for AMC, and every time when overnight session opened, the 24-hour market, there would be a spike in the there would be a spike, a VWAP spike, if you want to call it like that, and the volume would be only one share traded. So, for example, the one that happened around maybe April 30th, um, from open to close at $2.84, but the VWAP was pinned at 3 and then dropped back down afterwards. The same thing had happened somewhere around, I want to say the beginning of May. I could go back and check, but let me see how would this look like. How would this look like? Because you can tell from here. Well, you can tell from here so many of these spikes that happened throughout the past 2 months, or almost 2 months, starting around middle of April, to be specific, April 14th. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, so starting around April 14, where we noticed the first VWAP pin here at 3, and even though the price at that moment was at $2.91. Then here again on April 20th, the VWAP was pinned at $3, but the open and close of this was only $2.89. This one that took place on April 21st. Here, April 22nd, April 29th, the 30th. Here, May 5th. My bird is going crazy right now. Um, let's see, is it this one too? No. This one here, May 14, May 15, May 18, and I think that was it. I think that was all the VWAP pins there at $3. Now here's something interesting that I caught, and as you know, we were also talking about something called a regime shift. Um, and this is the first time I've ever seen that term and ChatGPT. So I would like to give a shout out to ChatGPT for calling that, and well, actually with the help of myself as an assistant and producing the questions and all that stuff. Of course, all speculation, but this was definitely something that caught me by surprise, and even Adrian too, and everybody else. So, if I would like to, once again, for those that missed last night's stream, I'd like to go over this part of the conversation again. And the question was, why is AMC's VWAP consistently hitting $3 overnight? All right, and I want to make sure that this is only for educational, research, and entertainment purposes. All right, anything and everything being said on the stream, can't stress it enough, is only and strictly in our opinion, not financial advice. Always do your own research, and based on your decisions that you make with your investments. So, that being said, number one, synthetic VWAP prints or quote stuffing, which is market maker behavior. All right. So, from what it said, it's common for algorithms and market makers to anchor VWAP to psychological or technical levels during low liquidity hours. $3 is a key psychological and technical level. It might be used to mask the true volume and direction, obscure accumulation or distribution, and trap retail traders looking at VWAP crosses. Then you got dark pool activity reflected as ghost VWAPs. So institutional trading in dark pools often prints later or reflects on VWAP without matching tape volume, and this can cause phantom spikes. So I would like to think that what we were seeing before, those spikes, the VWAP spikes here, I think those were considered to be phantom spikes. And that these may signal block trades near $3 that are not visible in the order book, so you wouldn't be able to see it in the time of sales at all. Then you have algorithmic VWAP targeting. So some funds use VWAP algorithms to fill orders gradually around a set level to avoid moving the market. And I think my bird is scratching the turnstile, the the LP. They may have programmed VWAP to orbit $3 for execution efficiency or suppression, especially for high beta stocks like AMC. And then number four, options or convertible bond related hedging. So AMC has a history of complex derivative instruments and convertible bonds, and a reoccurring VWAP at $3 could tie into derivative pricing models, triggering hedges or conversions at the mark. So where we ran into the term regime shift was here, right? So this part I'm gonna cut to here. It said what you can do, and it said to set alerts for 295 and 305, and if AMC holds above $3 on open market volume, it may signal a regime shift. So then I asked here, what do you mean by regime shift? And so it said that in trading and market analysis, supposedly A regime shift refers to a significant change in the underlying behavior, trend, or structure of price action. So it's when the market moves from one type of behavior to another, such as um, suppression, range bound, and sell pressure. Um, like price being capped at $3 and then staying below due to shorts, dilution concerns, and hedging. Low conviction volume during regular hours, VWAP manipulation, or pinning overnight. And the bullish momentum failing at the key resistance levels at like 285 and 295. But the new regime would be considered, the breakout, accumulation, and trend reversal. And of course, price closing above $3 with strong volume, institutional buying visible, block trades, dark pool absorption. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment here. Institutional buying visible. Institutions are flipping the switch and going bullish in speculation there. And I'm going to show you why. VWAP follows price upward instead of pinning, right? Why it matters for AMC? So a sustained break over $3 with confirmation signal, which includes the volume, momentum, and VWAP slope, would mean that the control may be shifting from short sellers to buyers. AMC could transition into a new price discovery phase, and technical traders and algos might switch from sell the rip to buy the dip. All right, so in practice, they're gonna like flipping the switch. Below $3 is suppressed mode. Above $3 is confirmed to be a breakout and accumulation mode. So you can use this potential regime shift to reposition your entries, exits, not financial advice. Scale into a trend rather than fight sideways chop. Damn. Okay. Anticipate follow through toward next resistance, which is 320 and 350, and etc. And as you have seen in today's market price action, AMC went on a surprising uptrend from a bounce off of 288 per share, and and closed at $3.24. So AMC closing up 10.58% with an additional 2.47% right now at overnight trading hours at 332. So we definitely over that $3.20 a share price level, and getting close to that 350 would shock everybody if it actually jumps to 350 at the close before this week is over for Memorial Day weekend, would which a lot of people would go ape bananas, and then the hype will soon explode, and so will FOMO and all that of the above. Morning, afternoon, evening to Matt. Wow, what a shit show in Williams stream, right? But good to see you here, man. How you doing? 350 speculative price per share right now, which is the next resistance now that AMC broke over 320. All right, so you can see here it had broke over 320 here, then rejected and then pulled back, consolidated, and then went for 320 again and broke out of that, reaching as high as 336 right now overnight hours. But I would like for you guys to actually see this, because it seems that in reverse, now that, look at this, now that AMC is over $3 and it's at 332 right now, look at the VWAP. The VWAP was pinned. The VWAP was pinned at $3 again, but this time going down, and with only just one volume there, even though the price says from open to close at $3.17. So I want to take a screenshot of this, and I want to go and show you this. This was the old regime This is the new one, and that is what it's exactly looking like, in my opinion, because now we are trending upward compared to a couple months ago where we were actually going headed down from 380 from February 18th all the way down to as low as 245 here around the beginning of April, and now creating this huge bottoming and then rebounding here for this uptrend that resulted now into this regime shift and the golden cross here in the 4 hour, and now the trend, and look at this, now that you have this bounce off the 9 day period moving average off the 21 MA. Who knows? And Honey's laughing at me, and who knows, because this is a really, I mean, this is pretty interesting here in itself, the way that these candles look like, the way it exploded, huh? Huh? And we just gotta wait and see if this is indeed. Look at that. The 9 over the 50 crossed over. Now you have the 21 um, left to cross over the 50. So if this continues, then that 350 resistance level could actually become reality and could be conquered before the end of Friday. And if that's the case, um, next week could be very exciting. I'm just predicting, As predicted. Um, but who knows? Matt said I ran away from the stream. I had work to do. Last I saw, William still yelling at. Yeah, he just couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop obsessing over Stony Bones. I think that was just hilarious. But anyways, so I kind of want to go back to this part here, talking about how long a regime shift takes. All of this information is actually going to be in the Discord. So I'm gonna go ahead and now post. Well, no, actually, before that, here was another. This was a screenshot that was posted by Big Boss Blunts. All right, and this is the institutions here and the investors that are now flipping the script and now going bullish. All right, and so what this shows is the 13F and NP institutional filing, and that it says that it definitely supports the thesis that a regime shift may be underway, or it's on the way already. What up, Big JR? What is going on, big man? And now here's why. So, again, to recap what we were talking about yesterday, you had key observations here from this filing data. All right, so you had Jane Street Group with a massive position rotation. So Jane Street had added 1,075,300 contracts, which was very aggressive. Put options was reduced by 78% and 63%, two separate entries. And this shift from puts to calls implies bullish repositioning or hedging upside risk, which is a hallmark of anticipation for a directional move. Number two, Intech Investment Management and UBS Asset Management both increased long equity positions, and these aren't mean traders, they're systematic and value driven funds. Number three, Goldman Sachs put position completely closed, 0 shares remaining, which is a negative 100% change. Likely unwound bearish exposure, potential tell of sentiment shift by a major player. And last but not least, Lincoln Variable and Flattery Asset Management, modest net increases despite macro pressure, showing selective accumulation. Bullish, bullish, bullish is all I hear. So why this signals a possible regime shift, right? Welcome back, Gary, as you're listening to this. Options rotation by market makers like Jane Street is a um, Jane Street is a high frequency liquidity provider and arbitrage specialist. They don't place large bets unless volatility or movement is expected. Puts getting closed plus calls being loaded equals volatility, positioning bias flipping bullish. Welcome back, Matt. Smart money no longer shorting aggressively or hedging downside, possibly anticipating a move above $3 and upward gamma exposure. All right. So again, once again, those are missing on this action right now. Had a huge bounce today after market opened from 288 and closed at 324, up almost 11%. With an addition of almost 2.5% here in overnight hours at 332 right now, currently, as we speak. With the VWAP pinning again to $3, but this time to the downside, which we don't know what that means, but I will indeed show um, what ChatGPT says about it when I sent the screenshot. So other than that, the next steps to watch, right? The next steps, items to watch. You already know that we're past $3 right now. Um, so then everybody would have to monitor for open interest shift in weeklies and monthlies. Those dates are wrong. I'm not going to correct it. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And this aligns perfectly with the early technical signs. Would you like me to incorporate institutional flows like this into your AMC regime tracker too? Oh, I would like to update you on the current chart as of I'm gonna be accurate here as of May 22nd, 2025, 10:46 p.m. EDT. Where AMC is trading currently in overnight hours, but now it's above $3. But now it's above $3, and now the VWAP is pinned down to $3. Question. What does this imply? Thank you. You gotta be nice to ChatGPT. So, yeah, it is gonna be a short week, of course, because of Memorial Day. All right. Now, that'll give you an extra day for y'all to think about your next moves and think about your life as it may change. Well, or your account's life as it may change, depending on what position you have. um, and things could get pretty exciting, or it could actually get pretty crappy. Who knows? But either way, not biased. You have to be prepared for whatever move comes next. But anyways, so here the current observation. Current observation here as of 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time. The last trade overnight at $3.24 at the close. The VWAP anchored right at $3. Price action trading well above VWAP in after hours. The MACD flipping bullish and volume spike noticeably intraday surge with after hours continuation. Now, implication of VWAP pin at $3 while trading above it. Again, this is all but speculation. This is for educational, research, and entertainment purposes. Remember that ChatGPT can make mistakes, so check for important info, non-financial advice, yada yada yada. Yo, Lion, you should call your live stream "Smooth Brainstorming." That's what it pretty much is. Like we're pretty much all brainstorming together in what um, certain indicators mean. Big Jr. If you got anything about finger, which we will talk about afterwards, because finger is now back over $4. It closed at what again? Was it 420 something? If I'm mistaken. Let me see. Finger closed at $4.11. It was up 4.31%. So that's very good. Finger has to stay above $4 no matter what before this before tomorrow, uh, before market close tomorrow. So the implication of the VWAP pinning at $3 while trading above it. So this behavior suggests that institutional anchoring or algorithmic targeting. VWAP near $3 signals mean reversion anchoring. All right, mean reversion anchoring, which means that market makers and algos are keying in on this level. Let me go ahead and just Google search this. So mean reversion and anchoring bias while separate concepts can interact in financial markets. Mean reversion is the idea that asset prices tend to revert to their historical average after extreme price movements. Anchoring bias is the tendency for people to rely too heavily on initial information, or the anchor, when making decisions, even if that information is irrelevant. So here's how they relate. Anchoring and mean reversion. Anchoring can affect how traders perceive deviations from the mean. For example, if a stock hits a 52-week high, this becomes an anchor, and traders might struggle to adjust their perception of its value when the price drops, even if it's just a temporary dip toward the mean. Implications for trading. Anchoring can lead to delayed reactions to mean reversion signals. Traders might hold onto a stock even when it's overbought due to its high anchor because they haven't fully processed the potential for it to revert to the mean. All right. Again, AI responses may include mistakes, so for financial advice, consult a professional. NFA. Anyways, palabra. Let's see. So thoughts on there being another run up shortly before June 20th? Matt, are you talking about for AMC or Finger? Let me know. Word. 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 So, so again, market makers and algos are keen in on this level, and if AMC is trading sustainably above VWAP, this reflects strength, which means that traders are willing to pay a premium. Bullish regime behavior. VWAP acting as a magnet or base level means institutions might be using it to accumulate without chasing. Consistently closing above VWAP across sessions is a strong bullish sign. Confirmation of control shift to buyers. So that can be it could be an official confirmation of good things to happen to AMC, and that is on the right path to more upside later down the road. Maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe in the next 2 weeks. We'll just have to see. And which also would confirm the theory of this regime shift. And with the screenshot that I have showed you guys of the institutions here, loading up on call options, shifting from puts to calls, increasing their long equity positions, everything that is considered, now smart money, flipping the switch or flipping the script pretty much. All right. So then So then consistently closing above VWAP across sessions is strong. But okay. Psychological threshold equals $3. So whole dollar levels like $3 are psychological and gamma sensitive. If call options open interest is stacked here, then maintaining price above this triggers dealer hedging, creating upward pressure gamma ramp scenario. So dealer hedging. All right, we're all brainstorming, we're all learning together. All right. So you already know if you like this type of content, show some love. You already know what to do. So dealer hedging. This is from a. Oh, you know what? Let's go to Investopedia.com. What we did from there. I do not know, but we can definitely research that, or if anybody can look it up and see Roaring Kitty's if Roaring Kitty's birthday is on June 8th. So you already know what delta hedging is. So delta hedging is an options trading strategy that aims to reduce or hedge the directional risk associated with price movements in the underlying assets. I think it mistaken. Yeah, that's mistaken. Nope, it's not it. Anyways, dealer hedging is a risk management strategy employed by financial institutions, particularly those that make markets in financial instruments, to mitigate potential losses arising from price fluctuations. In essence, dealers hedge to protect themselves from adverse price movements that can impact their positions. Um, so if they're over leveraged in a position that is short, um, for example, AMC, and the price is moving the opposite direction, they could pretty much get fucked. Excuse my language. And probably get margin called. Is that right? So let's see. Hmm. Let's just read an example. All right. So a gold dealer who holds a large inventory of gold, a long position, is exposed to the risk of gold prices falling. To hedge this risk, the dealer could sell gold futures contracts, a short position, and if the price of gold falls, the dealer would lose money on their physical gold inventory, but they would make a profit on their short futures contracts, but partially offsetting the losses. And the benefits of dealer hedging is that it reduces exposure to market volatility, so it would help the dealers protect their capital from unexpected price swings, stabilize returns, so makes the dealer's business more predictable and sustainable, and facilitates smoother market operations. By hedging their positions, dealers can provide more consistent and reliable trading services to their clients. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, moving on from that. So again, if call options open interest is stacked here, and I'm guessing at the $3 level, then maintaining price above this triggers dealer hedging, creating upward pressure gamma ramp scenario. So let's just check that out real quick and show you here that the $3 strike calls that are now in the money, and that was up 500%, had a huge amount of open interest here, stacked at 27,803 with a volume of 32,428. And then you have the next one here at $3.50 with 21,245 in open interest and 33,954 in volume. For May 30th expiration date, yeah, volume just seems to be stacking a lot for these $3 and $3.50 calls. Let's talk about the June 20th expiration date. We're seeing an influx of open interest for the $4 and $5 strike calls for June 20th expiration here, with a large amount of volume for the $4 strike calls at 5,373, open interest at 20,714. and a lot here for the $3.50 strike call. So if indeed, in fact, confirmed, we are in this regime change, and we do end up hitting $3.50. Oh boy, um, it could get really hot real quick, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Um, Always manage your risks. I would think that it would be, in as an example, to go further out in expiration, like June 20th contracts, right? Like, the $3.50, $4 strike, even the $5 strikes could move well if AMC does go above 350 and hit four, you will get a big return. But anyways, um, so what does this likely mean for near term action? So ChatGPT here gives a green check. So the signal VWAP anchoring at $3. Implication is that the institutions are treating the $3 level as a fair value. Price over VWAP, strong close, status green, check, buyers in control. After hour strength, green mark, check mark. Uh, Implication bullish continuation is likely. MACD crossover building up, check. Momentum aligning to the upside, and institutional 13F shift, green check mark. Implication smart money getting positioned into long positions. Oh, Zali, welcome back. Much love. Happy Friday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the message. And hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. So the final take here, you may be witnessing the early execution phase. All right. I know Fishy is hyped. You may be witnessing the early execution phase of the regime shift that we've been anticipating. This looks like controlled accumulation above key resistance, which is the $3 level, right? And let's see. Pull updated gamma exposure. Let me see. Let me see what this I'm just curious. I'm just gonna do this, and then we're gonna move on to um, GME and finger. Let's see what's going on with that. No, we can do finger and then GME. I don't know. Up to you. Chris with a K. Welcome back. How was your day? Let's see. Pull data. Pull updated gamma exposure and max pain analysis heading into Friday's May 23rd expiry. Hold on. I gotta be more specific here. Because, again, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Please. I want to see if it's actually accurate. I do not know, but all I can say is that it is getting very intense. All right. So not only finger is back up over 4. Now you got AMC over 3, and you got GME back over 30, which is insanity. And so GME closed at 10.02% in the green at $30.86. And it looks like it's consolidating, and it hasn't dropped yet ever since. It did look like it was going to come down after hours below 30.47, 30.45, around that level there. But it stayed above 30.50, and now it's at $30.75, $30.80. So there is some movement here. People are actually, I guess there's some people that are buying it up. I don't know. You just saw 24 shares at 30.80, but 20 of that just went down. So there's a little bit of a tug of war there. Um, but yeah, so let's see. So the Max Pain overview. All right, you got the Max Pain at $3. The current price at $3.24. So the implication, all right, guys and gals, the Max Pain theory suggests that the stock price may gravitate towards $3 by expiration, as this is the price at which the most options, both calls and puts, expire worthless, minimizing payouts by option writers. Gamma exposure insights. So while specific gamma exposure data for AMC is limited, the significant open interest at the $3 strike indicates that this level is a focal point for market makers' hedging activities. As the stock price moves away from $3, particularly above it, market makers may need to adjust their hedges, potentially buying more shares to remain delta neutral, which can lead to increased volatility and price movement. So, the outlook for the May 23rd expiration, which of course it's very risky, and Theta is a bitch when it comes to contracts expiring on the same day. If you're quick with it, you get in and get out because at times when the market opens, there's usually a big spike. So let me give you a quick scenario, right? So where's Amy at? Where's Amy at? Damn it! Okay, there it is. So quick scenario. Let's say let's say AMC here consolidates somewhere around between 320, 325. Then market opens, and then we get a huge spike to like 340 to 350. That would be your opportunity when your window of opportunity to get in at a $3.50 call expiring tomorrow, which closed at 5 cents each. And once it jumps high in volatility, those contracts can move pretty quick. So that that 5 cent contract could turn into 10-cent contract just like that, and you'd have to make that decision really quick because at times it would spike up and then it would pull back. So we've seen those types of games, psychological games before, and we should be immune by it by now, right? And so the bullish case scenario, let's see. So if it maintains over its position over $3, it could trigger additional buying from market makers adjusting their hedges, potentially pushing the price higher. But the bearish case scenario, if conversely, if the price falls back toward $3, it may stabilize there due to the concentration of open interest aligning with the max pain theory. And we've seen that many times before where, they'll try to bring it back down to 3 and try to keep it there, take all the premium and then let all these contracts expire worthless. Even if it's at $3 exactly, you still have to you still have to crack the break-even price of those contracts to actually, regain, to get back into the green. So, but anyways, that's that for AMC. We were just looking at. Actually, no, we're gonna go to finger. We're gonna go to finger real quick, all right, and talk about what happened today. What happened today with finger? My goodness. So finger at one point was at a high of $4.30. Opened at a price of. Does it say here? Where that? Look at that. Technicals that are a strong buy. Jesus. Um, so it opened at $3.97 with a high of $4.30. All right. So the total volume just had just came back and traded at a total of 1.38 million shares compared to yesterday's volume, which was completely dry, and it was just left to consolidate. Yesterday's volume was only half that at 533.56 thousand. Again, today's volume was at 1.38 million. And we take a look quickly at um, the option statistics. See that the volume was still favorable for the calls at 6.95 thousand, with only 624 of the volume being in puts. Okay, so as you know, the next options chain here, the expiration is for June 20th. Um, it seems like there has been a lot more open interest in building up for the well, it was building up for the $4 strike calls at over 6,700 in open interest, over 2,600 in volume, and now that's in the money. Now the $5 strike calls here, which closed at 55 cents each, with an open interest of 4,696, with a volume of 222. So it's slowly building up back, and as people are still remaining bullish on their sentiment, uh, a lot more attraction being pulled into Finger. Not only that, but here on Webull, the estimated borrow fee rate reported to be at 322.39%, which is still gradually high and very expensive for the shorts to try to borrow whatever shares is left over. Um, we can take a look at that right now, really quick, and see what's left over as of right now. All right, so from 200,000 short shares available 16 hours ago, it dropped to 100,000 just 12 hours ago. Posted here, and the max for tomorrow's cost to borrow is at 278.58%. So even though it did drop just a little tiny bit, it's still high enough to cause some pressure for the shorts, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Um, what can I say? What can I say? Maybe let's see. Let's see if this says something different here. Okay, so since 5:34 p.m. Eastern Time, cost of borrow fees at 278.58%, with 100,000 short shares remaining. The max pain, as you know, doesn't really count. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. So now the max pain has changed. Because as you know, before it used to be, $2 a share, with the exception of I believe, with the exception of January 16 calls. Um, I don't know if it was lower than that or if it was the same, but yeah. Hmm. For real. Yeah, it's definitely different now. It definitely updated. Anywho, yeah. So that's that. Yes, yes. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and look for that link that you posted on the chat. Thank you. And this is on it's on Twitter, um, by Bam Investor. So let's go ahead and check that out. Play that link I posted if you can, bro, about Finger. All right. So I'm gonna pause the music for a bit here. Again, this is just speculation for research purposes. Listen to this 3-minute video by BAM Investor to see what he thinks about finger as of today.
Here's a quick finger update. From that 514 high, you can see that downtrend line. This is 5-minute price bars here that I'm tracking. And the stock tracked the model nicely to the downside. We were looking for, 360 to 390 range. Hit that hidden retest at 370. Went through the vibration sequence. Broke that small degree downtrend line right here that you see, which set up a new vibration sequence at 394. A, B, C, D, E triggered the buy right here on this move today. I thought that would take a little while longer. I said to you guys yesterday, I didn't think the stock would start to move up till this afternoon. So, it got started earlier. Moving into this box, still underneath this, I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. Still underneath this downtrend off the 514 and 515 highs in this 5-minute chart. When it moved up so sharply that it left behind a hidden retest at 395. It had gone through this whole vibration sequence at 394. So believe it or not, that makes a difference. So pretty clear setup.
Oh yeah.
Strong opinion on whether or not the stock will break above this downtrend line in front of this last zone of weakness here. This is tomorrow, the 23rd. There's a couple different zones of weakness here on the 23rd. So if the stock stuck in the mud, trades sideways, it most likely just starts to come down, and I would say it probably will see that 395 hidden retest level. If it overshoots, 370 is still on the board, although that's complete because it was taken care of over here. So not really expecting this.
I agree.
Now, if the stock gaps up, if it's firm this afternoon and gaps up tomorrow in front of this zone of weakness, then this zone of weakness here can turn into the vibration sequence. In other words, it would look like this. B, C, D, and then it would set it up to take off. And then I still feel like we've probably got some noisiness, both Friday and Monday. So tomorrow and Monday still looks a little bit ragged to me.
Tuesday,
Then once you move,
because it's Memorial Day.
these dates right here, that's my zone of strength, where I think the stock could move up to 580 to 615, which, if you guys remember, is what we were kind of had on the board here when it peaked on the 14th of May. So that's pretty much it from my side. Hope that helps.
Good luck, everybody. Oh my God. Lewis, welcome back. That's his thinking voice. You can't hear? Are you serious? Oh, shoot. How much did you hear? Did you hear nothing at all? Oh, damn it. Can't believe it. Cone Eye of the Storm. So nobody actually heard the oh gosh. Really? Alright, I'll play it again.
Hey, here's a quick finger update.
Oh, there's no closed caption. Damn it.
From that 514 high, you can see that downtrend line. This is 5-minute price bars here that I'm tracking. And the stock tracked the model nicely to the downside. We were looking for, 360 to 390 range. Hit that hidden retest at 370. Went through the vibration sequence. Broke that small degree downtrend line right here that you see, which set up a new vibration sequence at 394. A, B, C, D, E triggered the buy right here on this move today. I thought that would take a little while longer. I said to you guys yesterday, I didn't think the stock would start to move up till this afternoon. So, it got started earlier. Moving into this box, still underneath this, I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. Still underneath this downtrend off the 514 and 515 highs in this 5-minute chart. When it moved up so sharply that it left behind a hidden retest at 395. It had gone through this whole vibration sequence at 394, so believe it or not, that makes a difference. So pretty clear setup. I don't have a strong opinion on whether or not the stock will break above this downtrend line in front of this last zone of weakness here. This is tomorrow, the 23rd. There's a couple different zones of weakness here on the 23rd. So if the stock stuck in the mud, trades sideways, it most likely just starts to come down, and I would say it probably will see that 395 hidden retest level. If it overshoots, 370 is still on the board, although that's complete because it was taken care of over here. So not really expecting. This is much more likely. Now, if the stock gaps up, if it's firm this afternoon and gaps up tomorrow in front of this zone of weakness, then this zone of weakness here can turn into the vibration sequence. In other words, it would look like this: A, B, C, D, and then it would set it up to take off. And then I still feel like we've probably got some noisiness, both Friday and Monday. So tomorrow and Monday still looks a little bit ragged to me. But then once you move toward these dates right here, that's my zone of strength, where I think the stock could move up to 580 to 615, which, if you guys remember, is what we were kind of had on the board here when it peaked on the 14th of May. So that's pretty much it from my side. Hope that helps. Good luck, you guys.
All right, that's much better, right? You guys heard the whole thing. So he thinks for the zone of strength, did it somewhere between the 28th and the 8th of June. There could be a hidden retest of 580 to 615 a share for fingers. Okay. Good luck to y'all, for sure. Is that the only thing that you got from that video? Is that what you heard? Good luck, y'all. Good luck, y'all. And take care. Alright, awesome. Yeah, that was definitely this guy was talking, and I think that was TP talking like that, yeah. Did I do anything in this chart in specific? Let me see. Here's another thing here, which I noticed. Oh, this is good because we do see somewhat of a this little ascending triangle there. So who knows? Maybe this could be a position to break out. And then that timeline that he was talking about here after the 28th, and all of a sudden here just bounce off from 4, retest back over 420, and then I had this level here around 460. Forget about it. Yeah, I think overall, from how it just bounced back up, I still think that this could be a bullish sign here, especially when you got this RSI length bouncing off this momentum moving average of 50, the 50-day period, and continuing this bounce off from there. Then I think that his sentiment or his thesis on what he thinks that could happen in the next week or so, I think it will definitely follow. All right. Then again, it just depends on the volume that comes in, because again, for the past we've been seeing less and less volume, especially from yesterday when we had about 533 56,000 shares traded. But overall, the setup to me still looks quite juicy, in my opinion. NFA, and you could tell from these EMA clouds that I had set up here. That could pretty much tell, like, give you that confirmation too that there's more that there's more upside potential for finger coming up in the next week or so. If this does continue and if the shorts continue to get burnt and fingered and all of that good stuff, for then maybe that six, what was that you had? That 580 to 615 range will get, twisted. I mean, not twisted, tested. My bad, not twisted. Um, anyways, that being said, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the messages on Twitter. It's broken. You can't even see what's being said. Yada yada. Maybe it'll get fixed over the weekend. Who knows? Well, with that being said, yeah, we just got to see what happens next week with Finger. As for GameStop, right? As for GameStop, um, surprisingly jumped over 30. It had been teasing for some time that $30 level. Just teasing for the past, I don't know, for this, I guess for this week. You had one test here yesterday, you had another test here back on the 14th of May. This one test here that was for March 26th at 2980. But yeah, literally shot up crazy here from the open of 2830 and rising almost at $32 a share. But it stopped at 31.90 before coming back down to a low of 28.12, closing at 30.76. Monster daily candle there, and a breakout out of this triangle that I drew the other day, which pretty much came to fruition. The pattern came to fruition, broke out of the ascending triangle, and now we wait and see if it cools down or if it consolidates or if it continues to push up and break more resistance levels. Let me just go back to the chat. Okay, so Gary, God be the glory. Yes, God bless, and I hope you have a great night, a great sleep, and that you enjoy your Friday tomorrow. And we'll see what happens, and hopefully things start to come to fruition in terms of our favorite stocks, like AMC and Jimmy and Finger. Any other stocks that you guys want to talk about right now and go over? But yeah, speculation here is that the Roaring Kitty is now active, is back active on Twitter, and the only way that somebody was able to tell was that I think it was Greg is Kitty. Let me see, Greg is, I think it's Greg is Kitty. Let me see. Is it Greg is Kitty? Is it this one? It's gotta be this one. Was it? I can't seem to find it now. Oh, right here. So 11 hours ago, um, Greg's Kitty posted here that the Roaring Kitty is back and active on X. And Keith Gill, or Roaring Kitty, unpinned the Michael Burry video from his profile and is now only following 91 people. The cat is back and never left. And one, um, you notice that he's following Greg's dad, Just a Bro, GME on Solana, and 93 others. Let's go to his page real quick. All right, so it says that he's following 91 people. Hmm. Verified, all that stuff. Yeah, so that's one thing that maybe probably brought GME up over 30 and shot up. But also with the addition of Bitcoin, if you noticed, Bitcoin had been making new all-time highs since last night, or since yesterday. Right? So the new all-time high as of, let's see, I want to say as of the 1440 hour Eastern time. That's 2:40 p.m. Eastern time, where Bitcoin hit an official all-time high of 112,000 on the mark. 112,000,000. But for some reason now it rejected from that level and it's coming back down. So I don't know if this is a flip of the switch and now everything is moving bearish. I do not know. So we will see what happens, because if Bitcoin does proceed to drop here and start to pull back and retest these levels of support, you know, anywhere from 111,000 or maybe 110,600 and change, there is a possibility for those Bitcoin miners to also follow, like we've always mentioned before, like CleanSpark, which actually closed down 2.37%. Now it did reach a high of $11.04, but then that was right before it started to sell off pretty heavy, all the way to as low as 985, and then rebounded to retest around 1030. Then all it was doing was just swinging up and down, but in a downtrend, to then come back down to as low as 985 and consolidate. Where is CleanSpark right now? CleanSpark is now at $10 a share, so it's up 1.32%, in the green so far, subject to change depending on the direction of the overall market, futures, and Bitcoin. So again, we'd have to pay attention to what happens with the financial markets, the indices, Bitcoin, since it's right below that 50 day period base moving average length, this trend line here, especially if it starts changing to yellow and then to red, like it did here, pretty much. So if you use this as an example of how this trend turned from green to yellow to red, and then all of this, these EMA clouds crossed, had bearish crossovers. You see the red here. Hey, what are you doing? Don't do that. And you see it expanding here and dropping down until it hit that bottom of 110,000 and 776. So you see now we're back at this point where the trend is now on a bearish divergence. have to continue to the downside, and if that's the case, then you might see the miners come back down just a little tad bit there. Might see it come back down to 980, 985. But if it really starts to sell off tomorrow, including the indices, then yeah, you have a risk of the Bitcoin miners to make new day lows below 985. Um, Hopefully it's the opposite, but remember, you have to manage your risks. All right, anything could happen. You do not want to give back. All right, I've said this many times. We do not have to give back a single penny. We don't want to do that. We want to take everything from them. Of course, in my opinion, every penny counts. Even if it's a 10% move, a 20% move in your options, you gotta set those limits. You gotta take every little penny. But anyways, yeah, that's the case there, right? But again, just looking at how Bitcoin is moving right now, um, got to keep track of it. Got to keep track of it and make sure that Bitcoin does not fall below here. So I'm gonna draw a level here, trend line. So here, this point, if it falls below what 110,800. If it falls below that, uh, those miners could, in fact, do just that and sell off.
Every little single penny, okay? Every little single penny, you do not let go. You do not let them have it because they do not deserve it, okay? Let me tell you something else, okay, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little special thing here because XCN, if you've noticed, XCN has been moving quite dramatically, okay?
I don't know if Chris with a K is still here, but if you're still here, let me see. Let me just type your name. Type your name. Yes, he is right here. Um,
Tú sabes una cosa, porque yo te voy a decir que XCN, Annex Coin, está moviendo bien rápido, tú sabes, porque...
let me stop. Um, Hedge funds F with the wrong one in this one. Yes, they have. You had this huge spike here back in on May 15. All right. XCN was at 0.01628 whatever. Uh, to as high as 0.022539, and has been ranging and consolidating here ever since. So it's gonna have a nice stronghold there. And I'm wondering if this is the start of another bullish trend for XCN here. You see many instances where it created somewhat of a pennant right here, and broke out. Otherwise, there have been. Well, this is more of a okay. Well, it depends on the situation, but here it looks very defined. Um, that there could be a breakout imminent for XEN. All right, and you can also see that on the 4-hour, all in one Thamer's RSI. You have the bounce right off that 50-day period momentum moving average length. RSI length here just bouncing off that, which could lead to more upside potentially. So I'm going to make some targets here just in case. All right, right here at the last high from May 15, and it's still we're still seeing that 3 cent level. I feel like that can be retested again. Chris with a K definitely put XEN on the map for us. So shout out to you and to introduce us to XEN because you were actually the first person to introduce me to that coin. And ever since, we've been hearing a lot of things about Onyx Coin. We even researched about it. Um, as a matter of fact, here I want to. No, wait, did I? Okay, no, okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. I think. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. And let's see if there's any latest or top. Oh, you see, look, even here, this guy here, Crypto Front, speculating that XEN is methodically coiling up, that the next stop is at 7.5 cents, but the big one for me, I mean for him, is 2 cents. So he's, oh man, that was actually what I was gonna talk about, Eric. I had that. I think you saw the article, right? I mean, you saw the post from Raw Alerts. But yeah, apparently XCN is sitting on the launch pad and it's waiting for this next big move. So, if you want to consider this as if you want to consider this whole range here, and I'm going to just draw a box, this range here to be considered as a accumulation zone or the loading phase, whatever you want to call it, I suggest not finish the device. Take that as such, and build your position at this point. Because I mean, look at where it came from the last time. This thing was literally just barely at 5 cents. So imagine the next spring up. Could be very possible that this breaks back over the last resistance there. In my opinion, of course, not financial advice. Shoot, what are we looking at here on the? This looks like a triangle within another triangle. About that, huh? Another triangle with another within another triangle. That's cool. So Eric had just mentioned uranium, and I had this post by Raw Alerts. Okay. Okay, so there is a bit of a pullback here. Actually, just give me 1 second. Let me recheck with. Let me just check here, just in case. Okay, I'm just checking Bitcoin. All right, I'm just gonna put an alert here. Now, I'm gonna show you this, and the breaking news that happened at 6:51 p.m. Eastern Time was that President Donald Trump is reportedly set to sign a series of executive orders as early as tomorrow, aimed at boosting nuclear power across the United States, and the orders are expected to ease regulations and streamline the approval process for new nuclear reactors. There was a comment here that I also bookmarked. So here, Trump to invoke wartime act on uranium, set to sign a nuclear orders to increase nuclear energy in the U.S. That was at 7:29 that this person posted. Now, what happened based on that news? But did you get in? Oh my gosh. So we look at So you pretty much look at the Discord where I posted on the charting section what happened during after hours. Remember Lightbridge? Yeah, Lightbridge Corporation. Remember when we were talking about that one, huh? It shot up. Actually, as a matter of fact, hold on. Let's look at it on Weeble. So you have Lightbridge closed at $10.66 and went as high as 13. Oh, look at that! It ended up closing at a new high of $13.10. Mind you, the 52-week high. Let's see. The 52-week high was at $16.90. That is a huge comeback. And you guys remember at this point here, this was at $6 a share before it actually came back, hit that golden cross, and went on an uptrend. It went on a tear. Aside from this head and shoulders here, but then rebounded from this point and exploded with the news. Now UUU, which closed at $4.50, went as high as, I believe, 534 during after hours. So yeah, closed at 5:30. Mind you, same situation here, where UUUU came down right around May 19th at what, $4.21. Look at that! Look at that little big ass candle, man! Look at that. And the next one here, SMR, New Scale Power Corporation. Look at this. So this closed at 25.32 a share. After hours, exploded and reached as high as 29.49. Okay, now let's just read real quick. New Scale Power Corporation's share rose 11% to 28.08 in after hours trading after reports of President Trump's upcoming executive orders to boost the nuclear energy sector. All right. Then we have NXE. Let's see, hold on. Come on. Come on. Is it not working? All right, never mind. Wait, what? Hello? Wait, what? Did we freeze? Oh, I really hope that my connection is not connected. I swear, please do not cut me off. Don't cut me off. No! What is this? Please don't cut me off. Hello? 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 Don't cut me off, please. No. Hello? Hello? Am I still on? Okay, I'm still loading. Okay, good. Yeah, SMR2. SMR as well. You know what? Here. Let's just look at it from here. So, SMR hitting as high as, okay, so we showed that already. Then we got NXE. So NXE also made a move. So pretty much the whole sector, the whole uranium sector, and all the stocks that I have here listed, NXE from 540 to 590. And then I posted here CCJ Chemical Corporation, which moved up from 52.81 at the close to 56.58. And then DNN, Denison Mines Corporation, which I think Fishy had went over before too, or mentioned. Closed at 150 and it went as high as 160. So not crazy moves, but the bigger pretty much, the ones that I mentioned, like LTBR. Hello, it's me. Oh, and Oklo too. Oklo too. Right? Remember that Lightbridge has a partnership with Oklo, and Oklo moved from the close at 39.72 to as high as 47.30. Okay, but when this morning Oklo was at a low of $35 at 8:15 in the morning Eastern time. So that is a huge move for sure. I'm actually gonna add this to the list here. And LTBR, where's LTBR? LTBR, Lightbridge. Was at a low at somewhere around 986 to $10. Then moving up to 1301. That's insanity right now. All right. I wanted to go ahead and search. Was it uranium? Or was it nuclear? Let me see. Nuclear. No. Clean energy. Search it. Man. Oh, okay. Was it here? No. Hold on. Uranium. We do have the bangers, man. You know what I'm saying? Right here. I that was in the past 30 days? I forgot when this was. So you already know that that Lightbridge teamed up with Oklo for nuclear waste recycling. That could position them well in the push for cleaner energy solutions. All right, and it's an exciting niche, especially as governments and industries explore advanced nuclear technologies. Right. So let's see. What did we read from before? Yeah, here. See here in this section. Under number 2, sector momentum. If uranium prices keep rising or if nuclear energy stocks gain momentum, like SMR, BWXT, or LEU, Lightbridge can see sympathy moves. Darn it. Yeah, things like that. So, wait, let me search once again. Inauguration. Alright. Is this one? Darn it. Okay, maybe not. If I put here, God damn, what the hell? Nuclear. How about if I put nuclear? Risk on stocks for energy order. I think it was this one. Okay, that's where it was mentioned here. Yeah, this was it. This was when after when Trump was inaugurated, and then he was writing his executive orders. And here, when we reviewed Section 3 of this executive order, that calls for immediate review of all agency actions that potentially burden the development of domestic energy resources. Um, the heads of all agencies that shall review all existing regulations, orders, guidance documents, policies, settlements, consent orders, and any other agency actions, collectively agency actions, to identify those agency actions that impose an undue burden on the identification, development, or use of domestic energy resources, with particular attention to oil, natural gas, coal, hydropower, aka plug power, hydropower, biofuels, critical mineral, and nuclear energy resources, that or that are otherwise inconsistent with the policy set forth in Section 2 of this order, including restrictions on consumer choice of vehicles and appliances, blah, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. All that stuff, non-financial advice. And then under nuclear energy, we had CCJ, which we had showed you before, just a while ago. So we had CCJ. Then UUUU, Energy Fuels. Then Lightbridge Corporation. I don't think BWX is there. BWX. Let me see. BWTX. BWTX. I don't think. Okay, so I guess that doesn't exist. Oh, Zelly's got the Max Payne. There you go. Oh, what happened here? Okay, no. Okay, I'm good. Wait, did I switch? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Thank you, Zelly, for the Max Payne tier. AMC at $3, GME at 27, UUUUU at 450, SMR at 22, Clean Spark at 950. Oh shoot, okay. Nvidia at 125, and Finger at $3 a share. All right. Thank you for that information, Zelly. Thank you so much. Let's see. So that's that for uranium, and we'll see how it moves tomorrow. What's this? Peabody Energy? Oh, it did a little spike here. BG. Oh, BG. No. LEU. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so this moved up from a close of 93.17 to, wow. Centrus Energy Corp closed at $93.17, and after the result of the news went up at the close of after hours of 114.89. So this jumped up 23%. Not financial advice. UUUU. So now that's back over 5. That can change everything and change the trajectory of the stock. Especially if you got this going on here now. Look at that. And the breakout occurred above the trend now that the trend is moving up. So let me see, maybe I can make some targets here up to $6, just predicting this. NFA. What else? Oh, and not only that, quantum computing. So let's move on to quantum computing. Quantum computing was off the chain. I did not know that this was happening, but let me tell you something. RGTX. RGTX. This thing went up 52.83%. This is an ETF stock, by the way. But it doesn't. It's fairly new, and this follows RGTI, Rigetti Computing, and it has been moving substantially. So from the low of $30 a share at open to as high as $50.17. Yeah. So Rigetti Computing here, which saw so at the opening of $11.05, it actually went as high as $14.44. We're on the same frequency, yeah. Rigetti. Oh, there goes Bitcoin actually moving back down. It just hit that target. Rigetti is now actually moving above that trend line here, and you can see the EMA clouds also crossing bullishly to start that uptrend here. So if it continues, we could probably see Rigetti try to move back over 14 bucks a share. I believe Rigetti and IONQ trades in the 24-hour market. So let me just look at that real quick. Oh yes, it does. Oh my god, let me see. Okay, so it's at 1376 currently. So it actually did try. It did break over $14.08, but then came back down below that. And then IONQ, which also trades on the 24-hour market, it's doing a look at that, dude. 33.13 on the low, 48.83 on the high. That's massive. That's a massive move. Oh my gosh. Calls. Let me look at the calls real quick. Jesus. Oh my god. These contracts moved. Look at the $46 strike expiring tomorrow. This printed 22,900%. I cannot believe. That is crazy. Are you serious, man? Hold on. Okay, hold on. What is this? Wow. No. No. This can't be. This can't be. You're telling me these contracts were worth 20 cents a piece, and this thing moved and went as high as $4.70 per contract. Oh my god. So if I had $200 worth of this, oh my god, I can't even imagine. Oh, that is massive. Massive. Good lord. What is the other one here? Which is the lowest one here? I think it's QSI. Is it QSI? Quantum SI Incorporated. Not much vol. Well, actually, no. Yes. 26.01 million shares traded. And then QUBT. This was at 1040. It went as high as 1246 or 1250. Oh, Quantum. Good lord. That's insanity. Quantum Corporation. But it seems like Rigetti and IO and Q are the only ones in the quantum computing sector that moves crazy. And look at this. IONQ's stock rose 18% on May 22nd after CEO Niccolo Di Masi aimed to make it the Nvidia of quantum computing. Shots fired. Shots fired at Jensen. Anyways, let's move on from that. And rare earth mineral. Let's see. Let's check out rare earth minerals section here. Okay, nothing crazy here. Oh no. Okay, I forgot about this. Uranium Energy Corp (UEC). So it closed at 516, down almost 2%. And within the news, this thing almost hit $6. Oh my god. What about this one? Oh, that's what. Oh, BWXT. Okay. Got it. And MP Materials. Actually took a big drop here in the after hours. Oh no, this was actually, I think, right before market close. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at precious metals real quick. Oh man, look at the way silver has been trading. Look at all the wicks. This thing is suppressed. This thing, I swear, one of these days is going to literally pop. It is going to literally break the algos, man, because look at the way it's trading right now. And speaking of silver and gold, HYMC actually made a pop and actually made it to over $3 a share from an open at 280. So there's definitely some activity going on there for HYMC. We'll see if that continues. Looking at EXK real quick. Big drop here. Wonder what that was all about. But it also tried climbing up to 360 and then failed from there. Look, we were just talking about the stock. Bro, we were just talking about the stock yesterday. DigiAsia, remember? DigiAsia. FAZ. It closed up 26.21%. Gosh darn it. Really? Really? I'm mad. That could have been a nice scalp trade right there. But did you get in? Did you get in? No. I'm sad. So that was up 26.21%. Let's see what else moved in the markets. Oh my god, yes, I totally forgot about Asset and Titties. Asset and Titties made a new all-time high, I believe, or a new 52-week high of 1342. As a matter of fact, it made a new high of 1350. Can you believe this? 1350. Asset and Titties is still groping and squeezing strong. Ever since its comeback from 33.5 cents. Oh my gosh. You know what this means, man? We're talking about a stock, man, that has been running. Hold on. Go to the weekly. Let's go to the weekly real quick. This is how the weekly looks like. Look at the weekly chart. Oh my gosh. That is massive. Where's 33 cents at? Hold on. Let's see. Where's 33 cents at? Was it here? Oh, here. So from this point, so oh my god. So in the past 154 days. So if you got in at 33 and a half cents, loaded the hell out of this stock in 154 days to the new 52-week high, that's 3,749%. 3,750%. What the my gosh. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This has got to be the one stock that we've ever covered that has exploded over 3,000%. But did you get in? Did you get in? No. Oh my god. I didn't get in. And as a matter of fact, there was only in the history of this stock trading since 2023, there had only been one time where it had a reverse split, and that was back in July 2nd of 2024. And when did we start talking about acid and titties? We started talking about acid and titties back at the end of August of 2024. So yeah, somewhere around this point here, where I had that rally. Remember when I had that rally and went up to like almost $4 and then dropped back down, and that's when it came back down all the way to as low as the 52-week low of 33 and a half cents. So we literally had, at this point here, we had this opportunity here. We had this opportunity to load up. Oh my god. Like we literally had oh my god, yeah. We had all these opportunities right here. All this range. Oh. Where we could have been squeezing the crap out of these acid and titties and probably make like 5 figures and stuff. I don't know. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang, 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 dang. Okay, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy right now. Anyways, yeah, so that's the update for acid and titties. And remember, I'm saying the word here, acid and titties. Okay? Okay, I'm not trying to be a pervert. That's exactly what it says. Acid and Titties Inc. Alright. MLGO. Who talked about MLGO? Anybody remember? Algo? Because this thing is trending strongly from the bottom of $1.17. And mind you, 2 days ago, Algo researches quantum machine learning algorithms to accelerate machine learning tasks. and they announced research on quantum information recursive optimization algorithm for combination combinatorial optimization problems to expand and solve new ideas. They also developed blockchain-based traceable IP rights protection algorithm. Oh my god. Oh, APLD at 748. BTOG was up 8.44%. So it's kind of, holding that bottom there. Oh, you say XT. Oh, Dia. XDia? What about XDO? Wow. Look at that. XTI Aerospace selects drivetrain supplier partners for Trifan 600. Look at that. Jeez. How does it look like on the daily? Ooh. Oh, there's definitely no gaps. There's no gaps. The next and the gap that's filling up right now, remember what we discussed together? That one gap here? Yeah. We still have all this gap to fill up. And that's all the way to as high as what we got here. From $2 to $2.40. I want to say give or take, yeah, somewhere around there. Somewhere around this range from 2 to 240. On the weekly right here. On the 4 hour. On the 4 hour. Holding up that trend too. Big gap. But will it top over or not? We'll have to find out and see. Good call on that too, man. That's crazy. You're up. Oh, so you're up. Wait, 1 month up 55%. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Oh, and remember I was talking about Kindly MD. I think that guy what was his name again? Yesterday's stream, he we haven't seen him before, but he came into the stream and he talked about Kindly MD. And Kindly MD, why am I freezing? Oh gosh. Hello? Hello? No, hello? Hello? No. Hello? Am I still here? What's going on? Hello? Hello? Alright, my lovely queen of the lion's den. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, and enjoy your Friday. Good luck to you too as well if you ever get into any trades. Thank you so much. Dia. Speaking of ACHR, yeah, let's look at ACHR real quick. Let's see. Oh. What can we tell about this chart for ACHR? We have somewhat of a recurring price level here that could act as support somewhere around here. I think around 950 to probably $10 a share. Oh my god, I just got the buns and the hot dog. I got the ass and the dog. Wait, what? I'm gonna slide that hot dog in that peach. Thank you, bro, for that. Thank you, bro, for the $3. Can you imagine eating a hot dog and then eating a peach at the same time? That's crazy. Can you imagine eating a hot dog with ketchup and then slicing up pieces of a peach on top of the hot dog? I think T people like that. Let's see, what would I think about this though? I think, let me see. Sounds delicious, right? But I think you'd have to make sure that you saute the peach. Make sure all the juice comes out. And then you just like pour it on top of the hot dog. Or you can mix it with the ketchup too if you'd like. You know, kind of make like a peach flavored ketchup sauce. And just like pour it all on top of that. Damn. So there is a chance that ACHR could rebound from here. It did hit a bounce at somewhere around here at 10:30. This is the hourly chart, by the way. You can see that there was a bounce here, and then it took another bounce here. So who knows? It might make a little George W. and retest $11 a share. So that's going to be resistance for now. Support would be somewhere around 1025. That breaks below. Could see somewhere in the bottom there, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta be careful. The 69-minute chart, although, yeah, seems to be holding up well too for a bit. On the 15-minute, although in the 15-minute, it looks like it is holding up right above this trend line on the 50 MA. Let me look at let's see, let me look at this right now real quick. ACHR, where is that right now? Oh my god. No. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The VWAP is pinned at $11 exactly with only one volume. The same thing that happened to AMC. And then look. It's got a bounce from 1053 and it hit 1080. So it looks like it's trying to come back up to retest $11 a share. Could that be the precursor? I wonder. Let's see. So overall, I think definitely ACHR does have a long-term future to the upside. Regardless of the situation right now, short-term, you know, even if it does come back down from like this price level, if it'll hit somewhere around 950, that would have to be like the major level of support, since it hit that area a lot in that past, like here. And if we test it here, maybe we can get another bounce like that overall in the long term. And also depending on how the market reacts, that too, because you always got to make sure that you watch the market in terms of if that happens, you know, unless there's another press release or any type of catalyst that comes out, then you already know. All right, Zully. Thank you again. Much love. We'll see you probably mañana. Dun, 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 boom. Dum, dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Blah, dun, 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 dun. Blah, dun, dun, dun. Lucid has been slowly coming back down, surprisingly. Um, I don't know what's up with that. It could be that it's trying to retest $2.50. It could be. It could be the max pain for Lucid for tomorrow's expiration contracts. I'm actually curious about that. Let me check that real quick. Let me just check that real quick. I still think, in my opinion, that Lucid is a long-term hold. Max pain otherwise expiring. Look at that, expiring tomorrow. Max pain at $3. Whoa, dude. But then everything after that is $2.50 on the max pain. But December 19, 2025, we have a max pain of $4 a share. You know what's crazy? The fact that the June 20th puts and the January 16, 2026 puts is massive. And it's literally compared to the calls out of the money, like a lot more heavy. But I love the gravity. I think eventually they're gonna start flipping the switch on Lucid too, and it'll start, to finally see some momentum. It's gotta do it. It's gotta do it. You gotta do it. Come on, Lucid. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. Yeah. Hey, you could do it. You could do it all night long. Yeah, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh my God. Excuse me. Cause look at how Lucid's been trading too. Lucid is like AMC has been barcoding for a long time. The volume isn't the same as before. Oh shoot. Ooh, Centrus Energy. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this. U here is trying to climb back up. It's up 20.67% right now overnight hours. Plug, by the way, here bouncing up back from 74 cents. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Oklo pushing back for $48 a share. Look at this. Range Nuclear Renaissance ETF. Ticker symbol NUKZ. Wow, dude. NUKZ. Exchange traded concepts trust range nuclear renaissance index ETF. I never knew that existed. What else? Sprott. Oh, Sprott Uranium Miners ETF. Say word. I didn't wait. URNM. 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 Wow, it's paying $1.27 per dividend. Oh no. Oh, it's one of those stocks that pays yearly dividends every December. Jesus. Yeah. Wait, let me put that here on the on this list. This. Okay, there you go. Let me see. This past December 12th, 2024, it paid an amount of $1.27. Let's see, the year before was $1.75. So it's like if you accumulate shares over time within that year, by the end of the year you get paid in yearly dividends. Huh. Look at this. This has a nice inverse head and shoulders on the daily chart. And right where this shoulder's at, it's apparently it's trying to trend back up, but that's good. That could indicate that the uranium stocks could, I mean, I don't know, but I think with this whole news coming out, with the executive orders that are about to be signed, it could definitely start pushing these stocks a lot more, in my opinion. Yo, not only that, man, but the fact that there's a lot of tensions going on, geopolitical tensions. Been looking at oil. I've been looking at oil, and gosh, I'm still considering same stocks that we talked about before, like INDO, to be somewhat like a long-term hold for the next pop. Fuel cell. Oh wow, fuel cell up 8.53%. TPT 2.40. Yeah, I feel like I still need to watch oil, because even oil, if you take a look at the daily chart, this also looks like somewhat of a inverse head and shoulders. See right there. So if this decides to actually rebound from here, from 60, probably come back to this range here between 63 and 64, probably, within the next week or so. Yeah, so I think Bitcoin is pulling back. Bitcoin is definitely pulling back. No joke. Something's going on. Let me see real quick. Oh, so it actually followed. So it actually broke that level. There's some big selling off right now. Which means Oh no. Maracita. You're probably gonna start going down below 1550 maybe. Yeah, however, yeah, you're right. California, gas tremendously high. You know, that's exactly what happened too. Remember the last time when oil surged? Remember during that the start of the Ukrainian Russian war or whatever? And that thing just massively like surged all the way up to like 130 dollars per barrel. That was back in 2022, right here. No, where is it? Hold on. Oh no, here it is. It was at a high of. It was at a high of $130.49 per barrel back in March 7th of 2022. That was when the whole war started, right there. That thing sparked. It did, that thing surged like crazy, and at that time I think gasoline prices in California were like about 12, 13, $14 a barrel, a gallon. And New York I think was about $11 or below, and that was crazy. I'm like, oh, you people like stealing other people's gas and stuff. People going crazy. You couldn't even fill up a gallon for like with the amount that you would usually put in. Like it's crazy. That piece of crap, Newscom. Oh my God, Karma is a B. Karma is a B. I'm telling you. Mi mamá me dijo, mi mamá me dijo, mamá me dijo. Oh, it's still falling down. Let me look at futures right now. See what's going on. Oh, you see, look. See if Bitcoin is pulling back like that, then that future is definitely doing the same thing. Cause look now, SPY futures is about to go red. If it breaks below this point here, you'll see more downside. Bond markets in the driver's seat. U.S. futures flat as fiscal concerns weigh. And apparently UBS raises S&P 5 S&P year-end target. Eyes on more gains in 2026, which means that maybe the Nasdaq is down. The Russell selling off. Nasdaq 100. Look at that. It's coming down. Dow Jones Industrial Average Index coming down. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Bitcoin. Oh Bitcoin. Oh my God. Oof. Future's red. Oh, future is red. Let me look over here. Oh yeah. Let me see. Let me go to the SPY right now real quick. Oh, look at that. SPY is break even. It's almost break even, about to fall lower. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Alright, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what's popping, man. Let me look at the other bookmarks here. Let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-uh. What? In the butt. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. What are we doing? What is this? I don't want to know about that. Alright, anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the conclusion of the stream. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining the Lions Den live stream here. And shout out to everybody here who joined. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Zelly. Thank you, Fishy, Adrian, Johnny, Big JR, Kenneth, Moisley, Matt K, Foxy, Jess, Kenneth, Lewis Ibarra, thank you. Thank you to Gary, Chris with a K, Batter M, and oof, everybody else that joined. Big shout out to everybody. Big, much love. Yeah, man, I appreciate it too. I appreciate you. You know, us brainstorming. You know, using our the Celebro to discover this information. And I hope that everybody, including yourself, enjoys their Friday. Happy Friday. Well, technically over here it's Friday now, so happy Friday on the East Coast. And happy Friday to everybody. We'll see you in the next live stream with yours truly, Lion of all Line of all trades. Peace out. Have a good night. Take care. Peace out. Remember that everything and anything being said in the live stream was just strictly in my opinion, everybody else's opinion, and that this live stream was for educational, research, and entertainment purposes. If you like this type of content, please show some love to the Lions Den live stream and to the channel, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. So, until next time, hasta luego. Peace out. Oh my God. Like that. Art LeBeau? That who's that? Like that. Smell my farts. Like that. No olvides que no te aguantes esos peitos. Vete al baño y tíratelo por ahí mismo. Buenas noches. Oh my God. Art LeBeau for Cholos. I mean, look. I'm gonna look that up right now. You see, Art LeBeau. Art LeBeau, American songwriter and record producer. Oh, damn, okay. En la radio estación de Los Leones. Mira, pero ¿qué es lo que pasó por aquí? Yo no sé. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Mira una lista. Let's see. Let's hear this.
Lourdes from Gata out in San Gabriel. Searching for my baby, Pancho from Mercy, out in El Monte. To Art from Francis, Angel Baby, Cyprus, It's Okay. To Chesty from Smiley's. And Veronica from Louis. Never mind that, Maddie. Hey, guys. I went and had a couple of beers tonight or something. Veronica from Louis, put your head on my shoulder. I'm going to tell your girlfriend. Having my baby. To Chanty from Vicky. Linda from Joe, since I met you, baby. Or Diamonds and Pearls, okay? You meet them and you give them Diamonds and Pearls. That's the way to do that. And I got a couple more here. Let's see. Here's that song again. To Tracy from Tony. Fran from Charlie. Ring.
What the heck is that? What? Oh my god. Oh shoot. Hold on. Oh, dude, speaking of William, I think he called somebody an asshole. Let's see.
I would argue to you that that 3-year period is conservative simply because suite of developer tools after the annual report. So say let's dream big and say it goes to $10 2020. Those are recommendations, but they're not.
Let's see.
Let's get out of that. It's against it. And I think you have to at least consider that that might be what's going on with finger motion. But one thing is clear. Should the teacher stand so near my life?
What?
One thing yet.
Oh, is
You're
it
saying it's safe.
Oh, right here. Hold on.
I invest in crypto. Well, which crypto? What's your name? How much do you put in it? Did you recommend it before it went up? Did you what? No. It's just here to tear me down. And I'm sick of that. I am totally sick of it. I don't know how to handle it. I need a producer, or I need to just turn off the comments, or I need to maybe do a call-in show instead of comments altogether. Or I need to just go to a straight interview show, no lives.
This is
because
earlier.
there are people out there that I want to help. I don't give a F about Stony Bones. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't need my help. He's just here to gloat that he invests in crypto. Look, I like crypto, but I'll tell you what's going to happen with crypto. Bitcoin will probably survive. So Bitcoin is $100,000.
This is new. 8 hours ago.
The best I've heard Bitcoin will do is go to $1 million.
Oh God.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's true.
Stony Bones. Yeah.
That's 10x. It's under 10x because Bitcoin's trading over 100,000. How long? Oh, it could happen. It's going to be years, but it's going to happen. All right. So it's years, and it's going to do a 10x over
Yeah, it
years.
doesn't.
And you're saying it's safe. Yeah, it's safe. Well, it just went down 60% a few months ago, and just a month ago it was down, I don't know,
Let me see. Hold
to
on.
be a CD or crypto, because he
Let's see. Hold on.
just wants you to know it's my fault.
Oh, right here. Let me see. This
I can't get back. I would like to think my work so Stony Bones can come on. Well, you promoted it. What do you expect to call it? I invest in crypto. Well, which crypto? What's your name? How have lawyers? And
where was the comment?
is the responsibility with the person investing to do
Let me see.
that when
Oh man.
it's going to benefit from the crime, it's hard to do. Like dogs.
Oh. Oh wait, he's getting spicy here.
Wife said the Swiss audience. Gone again.
Damn.
Ecological issue.
Oh.
And I said, instead of all of that,
Uh.
I
Damn, he went off.
you
Wait,
all victims, and you
Oh, right in the
I
beginning.
think Brent's son, complete crook, is that come have lawyers and to start a channel, you can all go. It's like
Okay.
shows, but to
Damn.
I king never or you should, but ultimately all Brent had to do,
Oh, that. Damn.
like dogs,
Holy.
most of you. I was.
So it started right in
or
the beginning of
discount.
the stream. Oh my god.
Now, this is what he is trying to get you to think that I was doing with logic. And if you agree with him, you agree with him. But I don't.
Oh,
And to summarize,
I think
to
somebody
summarize-
had accused them of
the hours,
yeah, dude,
interviews,
how does he have
and effort that I went
all
through,
these views, man?
the meetings, the
And he
trips,
just goes on
as
rants. He
promotional,
goes like wild.
it,
Like,
it's
I need to
it's-
know his secret.
it's dismissive of me, it's insulting of me, and I'm just not going to have it anymore.
Uh-oh.
I'm on the verge. I meant it when I said it, and this is it. I'm not doing it anymore.
Uh-oh.
But there's a lot of good people out there.
Don't stop streaming,
please. Stony wants you to know that he invests in crypto. So go with him. Which crypto, what price? You know, crypto has been extraordinarily volatile. So I'm sure Stoney's making money because he's so knowledgeable. But that's not promoting on his part.
Yeah, same here.
Anyway, what I tried to do with logic
I used to mod
is to show you an opportunity that I believed in.
for him for
I'm
a
not
long
going to pull
time.
up everything. I want to get onto something
And
positive.
because of like
But
certain things that he would say, and
There's a fundamental flaw
He's
here
just-
that
he's just
shills
so
like
stubborn.
Stony
He just-
Bones do.
fuck, it's annoying.
They come on. They're paid by these short sellers, the criminals.
And you know what he likes to do a lot? He likes to call certain people short sellers, like I remember he was saying it to me too, like how I was like, I don't know what happened, but he was like, oh, if you want to listen to him, who I'm pretty sure is involved in short selling. he wants
Fundamental
you to go
flaw
short,
here
blah, blah,
that
blah.
shills like Stony Bones do. They come on. They're paid by these short sellers, the criminals. And somebody comes to you now. You got to ask, why are you here? Are you learning something more than short squeeze plays? I hope so. But the main reason you started listening to Lou in general was hot plays. That's what I noticed.
Blue
But
versus
maybe
Wall
he
Street.
had other things going on too. The main reason you listened to whoever got you into AMC and GME was for a squeeze. It wasn't me. But I talked about it mostly in the negative on those two
Yeah.
because they'd already run.
So that's what he thinks. He's been talking negative about AMC and GME because it already ran, and yeah, he's just look who's.
And I think
talking
they're under
about shills,
control.
huh?
I've tried to educate you on what's happening in the system. Stony Bones doesn't go down to the halls of Congress. He just likes to pontificate from the peanut gallery. As far as I'm concerned, he can go pound sand. Oh, I invest in crypto.
He said it can go.
Look,
He can
when
go
you come
pound
out
sand.
here, like myself,
Yeah, he's confused.
and you talk about what you know or think you know, and it's all a bullshit industry. It's like my father said. I hesitate to call it an industry. Financialization is just stealing from you, and they've concentrated the wealth so much into about 6 guys' hands. Maybe it's 10. And everyone's beholden to them because everyone wants the hot chick as their wife. Everyone wants their daughters to go to Harvard. Everyone wants to have that nice house and vacation. And they don't want to stand up against the evil that's been being perpetrated. So when I get here and I try to talk to you about stocks, an asshole like Stony Bones goes, well, you promoted logic. Well, wait a minute. I did talk about logic. I heard that story from people that I trusted, and I believed in it. And just to fast forward, not go through the Ionic, not go through the Neo exchange, just to fast forward to what Aubrey Advisors did, which I think is corrupt. The head of Aubrey Advisors, I think, is a self-dealer. He took 90% of collective audience. Did he do it with the CEO? We don't know. But Stony Bones comes out and says, you promoted it. The problem, as I see it,
He was really pushing it, though.
is that these criminals
He was pushing this
have,
stock right here.
I think, and I have to be blunt, I think it's the same mentality
IQ.
that while the world
It's in
is
the
arguing
OTC.
about Gaza Strip, is attacking Syria and attacking the West Bank with machine guns and going
And
into
then he goes
just
political.
neighborhoods and chasing people out of their home for their race, the color of their skin,
This is what happened to Logic.
to steal their homes. Just do it incrementally. Keep moving. Keep incremental. The goal is
Ever since
incremental.
he
claim.
started-
And that same
ever since he
mentality
got
is what
into
they've
Logic,
done
This is what happened.
in this criminal enterprise.
It's gone nowhere.
Just keep moving it. You get the lawyers. You get the regulators. You get you get a whole generation. You guys don't know what you're doing with stocks. Most of you.
Damn.
Your stockbrokers know nothing.
Oh.
So what happens is you try to catch a trade. And in the case of Logic, many different people of great sophistication in the business recommended that to me. Now, I put my own money in it. And the company put out press releases with what their strategy was going to be.
For real?
Many press releases. Based on those press releases, doing a little arithmetic, you can figure out what the potential is for the stock. But I've never said, I promise you this is guaranteed. I never said that. I've always said it's a prediction, not a promise. Then the CEO, listening to his wife, says, hell, I'm washing my hands of this.
Jennifer,
I'm going to
is
give it
asking
to this
him
Israeli company
if he was getting paid for these stocks.
that's got some vague product.
Yeah, Jordan.
I give up on what I've told everybody. I'm not going to roll 7 companies in. I'm just going to give it to this one guy because I need a little money for the filing. And I want to move on to Nixie.
Oh, damn.
Well, he makes that decision. So this shithead, Stony Bones, goes, you promoted it. How the F am I supposed to look forward into the future and figure out that the CEO is going to sell everybody down the river? How am I supposed to do that?
Oh, my God, damn.
We're dealing with human beings. And my experience with human beings, unlike dogs, is human beings disappoint you. Particularly when they tell you they love you. And they're women.
Oh, my God.
But we're dealing with human beings. So Stony Bones summarizes it. Well, you promoted it because Stony Bones is an asshole. So it makes me mad because I spend hours. I put charts. I bring out the news releases. I read them to you. I try to go through what it means. I show how to analyze it. And then the CEO, because his wife is sick of him working on logic, his wife says, get out of it. That's how women think.
Oh, wow.
So he listened to her. I'm out.
Yeah,
so he sells it
he was
to
on Stony Bones
the lying faces that come
all
in out
stream.
of Switzerland.
All stream, man. The
This
stream
guy
is running
Tierman is
for
a crook, in
4.5
my
hours.
opinion, for what he did to collective audience and to logic. Complete crook. And the CEO falls for it. That's my fault?
Yeah, it's your fault.
I've been telling you all along that these are risky, and we're trying to get a stock that's going to benefit from the crime. It's hard to do, and it's my fault. You know it. You know it if you're here. What happens with these companies? Every single one. But Stony Bones knows. I invest in crypto. Well, good on Stony Bones. He invests in crypto. I bet he bought Bitcoin under $1, and he's never gotten in too high, and it's never gone against him. And he's probably in XRP, which apparently is linked to the Rothschilds.
Oh,
good on Stony Bones.
Speculation.
Well, guess what? If Stony Bones wants to start a channel, you can all go follow him. I have my opinions on crypto.
Damn.
I admit to you that logic I think it's worthless. And I think Brent's son had an obligation to CEOs to see that through. And he just threw it away. And he knew better.
Damn.
Is it a psychological issue?
Look how much I have.
Probably. I think he's a good man.
On the daily chart.
I think he's hardworking. I think he's honest.
This is Nick.
But Stony Bones knows that when I bring a stock to you, that the PR that's been released shows, in fact, that the stock could go to 80 to $1 just on the numbers they provided. And I said 60 cents. 40 to 60 cents, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lowered it because he kept issuing shares. But Stony Bones thinks I should have known that Brent was going to just, instead of doing what he put in print and what he said in interviews, instead of all of that, he's going to be schmoozed by a guy that shows up in a Rolls Royce, lives in Switzerland, and the other guy's Iranian.
Oh, shit.
And then they're going to sell it to an Israeli firm
Uh-oh.
They're going to do reverse splits. But to Brent's mind, this sounds great. It's bullshit. But Stony Bones tells you, oh, well, you promoted it. But I was really upset by it because it's an insult to me. They're making fun of me when I get upset.
Oh.
Okay. I guess I have to be a big boy on that. But
Goodness gracious.
I think you have to ask yourself, is the responsibility with the person investing to do due diligence and do her own thinking?
Yeah. Nixie. Where's it at now?
Or
last year,
are you
December,
all victims and you just whatever Bam says, whatever I don't know, Ace says, whatever.
Oh, that's the
whatever.
guy that, Big JR wanted me to share the video on BAM Investor talking about finger.
Bam says, whatever I don't know, Ace says, whatever the latest person on Twitter says, I'm just going to buy that stock and it's their fault. Well, if that's how you are, you shouldn't. I expect people to be critical thinkers. I expect people to do their own homework. I think people should do their own analysis. They should look at charts themselves. They should say to themselves, you know what? Logic, at whatever it was in those last periods of time in particular, but let's say at 20 cents, this is a stock that could go here, and it has collective audience going on. Yeah. And this great firm, Aubrey Advisors, is behind it. Turns out they're just crooks.
Well, not even. Damn, that thing fell out to like 5 fractions of a
penny. But ultimately, all Brent had to do was say, hey, I need some help with the filings.
Let's see.
Or he could have said,
collective audience? Damn.
Do you want the show? Which he did. He offered me the show. I said, I'll take it. I'll make it work. But he by that time, those guys already had him by the balls.
It sucks.
Because they're crooks.
XRP
and they have lawyers, and the boards all go along. And if you don't recognize that by now, it happens in company after company after company. And what Stony Bones wants you to know, it's my fault.
It sure is.
Well, then you shouldn't be investing in any of these companies.
It's your fault.
They're all speculative. Yeah. They're all pieces of shit.
Like Nixie and Logic.
But the pump and dumpers, the promoters, the liars are the criminals. Now, I think what I did with Logic, and I've done with a number of these companies, is I can't get financial advice. So we're talking about
But I thought he said to buy
and this is where I need to get a lawyer to help me know what lawyers think the definitions of words are. I may have recommended in the sense that, hey, look at this. Maybe that's called a recommendation. But I can't give financial advice. I would like to think what I'm doing is studying a situation that I know pretty well that might work. But they're all high risk.
Maybe he should have just did that
But Stony Bones wants everything to be a CD. Or crypto, because he knows crypto's going to work. And he invests in crypto. Look, I'm sick of it. They're all here to tear down the credibility, in my case, of me. Look, I do a good enough job of that myself. I make mistakes. I get worked up. I point out stocks that don't work. Ted Williams had the highest batting average ever for a season in baseball. He still didn't get on base 6 out of 10 times. So if you want every single thing to work, so Stony Bones can come on, well, you promoted it. What do you expect to call it? I invest in crypto. Well, which crypto? What's your name? How much do you put in it? Did you recommend it before it went up? Did you what? No. It's just here to tear me down. I'm sick of that. I am totally sick of it. I don't know how to handle it. I need a producer, or I need to just turn off the.
Never heard that part already.
Because I'll tell you what's going to happen with crypto. I've heard Cryptcoin. That's 10x. It's going to be years, but it goes down. The crypto and it's down. I'm making that up, but it had massive moves. Yeah, but it's safe. Oh, that's safe, is it? Stony Bones would say, you recommended crypto and it's down 35%. Then what he'll say, I invest in NVIDIA.
His face.
Would say, you recommended crypto and it's down 35%. Then what he'll say, I invest in NVIDIA.
Oh my God.
Crypto is not a proven asset yet. I like crypto. I'm drawn to it, and I've studied it.
You said it's not a proven asset.
But it's not a proven asset yet.
Oh my God.
And no one worries here. Stony Bones doesn't worry about it because he's so certain. But no one worries that the big banks are creating ETFs for crypto. No one thinks it through. What are ETFs for? They're just warehouses of shares that can be lent out and relent out and relent out and relent out and rehypothecated. ETFs are the pooling of assets.
Right.
So a handful of guys on a trading desk for Goldman Sachs, Stevie Cohen, Ken Griffin, Blankfein, Black, Fink, and the whole slew of the rest of them can make money by using those shares as collateral, other people's money for their own wealth creation. But no one worries about that because, oh, it's on blockchain. Oh, it's crypto.
Oh, look at the
I would suggest to you that the banks are creating a methodology to manipulate crypto just like anything else. It may work, may not. But if you think investing in Bitcoin at $22,000 and it comes back to $7,000 is fun, that's your place for you. That's the place for you. And now Stony Bones doesn't tell you what crypto he invests in, doesn't tell you what amount, but he's always right. Whenever he buys, he's right. Follow him. Go find him wherever he is and follow him. But I don't think that Bitcoin offers, it's not money. It's not money. I don't think it's a store of value. Now, it is true that the dollar, you pick the time, honey. You've got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonking. But if
what?
You pick the time of 1910 to now, the dollar's down 95% or 99%. If you pick the 1950s to now, the dollar's down 95%. If you pick 1971 to now, the dollar's down 95%. If you pick, I'm sure if you pick 1999 to now, the dollar's down 95%. There's no question that the dollar has done nothing but go down in value. Yet, the dollar has made all of us wealthier than I don't know about any other country, but most other countries on the planet.
Middle East.
Because we've built in inflation.
Sure.
It's built in. 2% a year over 100 years is going to decrease the value of the dollar. But your houses go up in value, your salaries go up in value, the value of a good education goes up in value.
Gotcha.
So it's not as simple as saying the dollar is down.
Hedera
But
Council.
if you take the dollar from, let's say, 1 year ago, well, no, let's say the beginning of the year to now, someone gave you.
All right, let me just pause this shit. So I asked ChatGPT for a list of partnerships HBAR has so far. So as of May 2025, HBAR has established numerous partnerships across various industries, enhancing its ecosystem and promoting the adoption of its distributed ledger technology, DLT. And there's a list of mentions here. That is a lot. Holy crap. Alright, let's look at this. Big names if we scroll down here. Look at that. Console members. Organization Aberdeen, headquartered in Scotland, in the financial sector, a member since October 5th, 2022. What do we have here? We got Aberdeen, Australian Payments Plus, Avery Dennison, Big Go, Chainlink Labs, Kofra, Dell Technologies, Dentons, Dutch Telecom, T-Mobile, right? That's the T-Mobile symbol there. DLA Piper, EDF, Google, Hitachi, IBM, IIT Madras, LG, LSE, Magalu, Mondelez, Nairobi Securities Exchange, Nomura, ServiceNow, Shinhan Bank, that's Korean, Standard Bank, Swirlds, Tata Communications, Ubisoft Gaming, wow, Wipro, WorldPay, Zane. So yeah, you got let me talk about Ubisoft, right? Partnered with the HBAR Foundation to support the growth of gaming on the Hedera network. Ubisoft also joined the Hedera Governing Council, contributing to governance and product direction. Look at that. Animoca Brands collaborated with Hedera to develop 2 gaming projects, including Helix Warp, a platform addressing cheating in multiplayer games, and an NFT-based football game featuring licensed content from real-world football clubs. We got here Hex Trust, which is a integrated Hedera's network and token service into its custody platform, HexSafe, enabling support for HBAR and other HTS tokens. Hex Trust also serves as a strategic custodian for Toko, which is a digital asset platform for DLA Piper. Alright, let's go down here. Technology and infrastructure, look at that. Accubits Technologies added Hedera support to its Coin Factory platform, enabling clients to launch NFT marketplaces, crypto exchanges, and enterprise dApps on Hedera's DLT. So here's the list of the names that we just mentioned. And these members play a crucial role in governing the Hedera network, ensuring its stability, decentralization, and continued innovation, including Google, IBM, LG Electronics, and so forth. Look at that, 21 cents. Is that what your cost right now? Let me see. Let me see that. Or even though it's tracking with Bitcoin right now, but HBAR currently at 20 cents right now. Look at the weekly chart right away. Real quick. Once upon a time, this was at 5 cents. Many times. And then the explosion all the way up to 40 cents. Amazing. Flare network, by the way. Almost 2 cents. And it's been climbing back up. I really think H-bar does have what it takes to. Hedera to update JavaScript SDK on June 2nd. Look at that. Hedera will retire the MyHBar wallet, gRPC web proxies for mainnet, testnet, and previewnet on June 2nd. From this date, browser-based dApps that rely on these proxies must migrate to alternative connectivity solutions to maintain functionality. The changes accompanies an update to the JavaScript SDK, which will no longer support the outgoing proxy architecture. Developers are advised to adjust their applications in advance to avoid service disruptions. That was from May 12th. Ah, man. I think, okay. Thank you for sharing that, bro. They always had enough. Then we always had enough. Flare network too. All these list of coins, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna pop off crazy, man. If not this year, probably taking full. There'll probably be a in full effect next year, for sure. Yeah, we covered H-bar. Yeah, Flare network, XEN. We've covered what's the other one? Here we have all the lists of the names here. Fox. What was the one? What was the other one here? Ondo, Ordinance, Quant. Let's see, which is the other one here? XDC, XLM, XRP, XEN. Yeah, many of those. XDC, holy shit. Wow. And look at that XDC. Yeah, from last year's dip right here. Yeah, right around here. It was at 2 cents. And this thing went up as high as look at that, 15.5 cents right here. When Trump was elected president. Well, actually, no, inauguration. Just trying to test somewhere around these levels. 5.5 cents to 6 cents. Wow. Damn, it's 1:23 in the morning. Sheesh. All right. We're gonna have to hold off for now, and we're gonna now say goodnight. It's getting late. All right, my peeps. Yo, Eric, thank you again. Yeah, this.
Go buy a Ford pickup truck, and you put it in the bank in January, and you've been busy.
Scott.
And it's time to go up and go back to those wells. The
Anytime,
mud
brother.
season is over.
Thank you.
They've built in the roads to build out the platforms, and you need your truck.
Whatever he's talking about, I don't even know. Anyways, y'all, peace out. Have a good night. Stay blessed. And happy Friday. Alright, peace out. Love y'all.